Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Rashawn, and I'm back from the episode of Shiny's Lab. So, I was just having interesting conversations with my friend about TV and movies, right? So, he was talking about how he watches Game of Thrones. Now, I've never personally watched Game of Thrones, never wanted to get into it, don't really care about it. But we went into the topic of what I watch. So, I was like, I don't watch TV at all unless I'm tuning in to like a show that I've been watching for years. Like, I watch Family Guy, South Park, and American Horror Story was the only thing that I would legit tune into TV for on a specific day, sit my ass on the couch and actually like watch it as programmed. But other than that, I don't really watch TV. So he was saying how he don't like South Park or Family Guy. He said they're not funny. Granted, I do respect people's opinions who go, into it and say, they don't think Family Guy is funny, or they'll say, they think South Park is racist. Now, for argument's sake, I would say that the four main characters of South Park are poor white trash, and the show literally is political satire aimed at any and everybody. Like they make fun of everybody. Like there's not been a race of people, a sexuality, or whatever you can come up with. South Park has made fun of the shit because that's what the show is satire. Set and shit that's not supposed to be funny. But so, I understood that, you can understand, people have, their opinions. He doesn't think it's funny. That's cool. There are a lot of people who don't think Family Guy or South Park is funny. I, for one, I have reasons why I do think South Park and Family Guy are funny. But so then we got into the topic of black movies. So I was like, I'm about to watch Love Jones. I haven't seen it in a long time. So he like, oh, I never seen it. And I'm like, what you mean you never seen Love Jones? It's like, my black cinema heart is broken. I was like, you breaking my black cinema heart? And he was like, oh, I don't love black cinema. Now, see, that's when the conversation got serious. And you see how I was all smiling, and I'm like, all right, we bouncing off opinions. But when this motherfucker said, I don't like black cinema, that's coming from a black man. Now, my thing is, you can say certain black movies you don't like, but he said that he passes on majority of black movies. To me, that goes from just being opinionated to just being anti-black. Like it's clear that you don't like seeing representation of yourself, or you don't like looking at yourself in movies, because it makes no sense for a person to say that they will pass up on majority of black movies. That doesn't make sense. First of all, we haven't had like a fluctuation of black movies, since the 1990s. Like the 90s brought in a lot of great black movies. Some of my favorite black movies are Love Jones, The Best Man, Harlem Nights. I love Coming to America. Like there are some like 80s and 90s has like some great black movies that everybody should watch, especially if you're black. Now, it's not to say that you would like all these movies, but for a black person to come out of their mouth and say, I pass up on majority of black movies. So that means you go support Jordan Peele's Us. It's like that doesn't make sense. Like, so what do you watch? What movies are you into? Are you into the multicultural thing? Or are you just into watching white movies? Like, I'm confused. I have never heard somebody say that they'll pass up on majority of black cinema. Like that really rubbed me the wrong way. That disturbed me in so many different ways. Like it shouldn't, y'all, but it do. Like I really hate anti-black sentiments. Like I said, you see how in the beginning of the conversation we were just bouncing off opinions, what you like, what I don't like, why you think this is funny, why I don't think this is funny. But when you start saying shit like I pass up on majority of black movies, or I don't fuck with black movies, like, huh? What does that even mean? Like I'm still trying to figure out what really that means. To me, it just sounds anti-black. It sounds like a self-hating comment, and it doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, you watching Game of Thrones, but you pass up a majority of black movies. Like there are a lot of great black movies that I could, just off the head, like movies like The Wiz, especially, the colored version, Mahogany with Diana Ross, Sparkle, the original Sparkle. Like even black movies that they're making remakes of today. Like we have a lot of great black cinema. My favorite two black cinema movies are Love Jones and The Best Man. The Best Man because it shows representation of black love, black marriages. Even though there was a whole scandal behind in that movie, it still represents black love and for the all that good stuff. And Love Jones, it represents poetry, black poetry. It takes us back to nightclubs. Gives you the kind of reminiscence of the 1940s and black lifestyle when we had a lot of poetry clubs, a lot of jazz clubs, things of that nature. So, like our movies always carry a lot of history and a lot of depth. Like recently I saw If Bill Street Could Talk. That was an excellent black movie. Like I just don't understand how a person could come out of their mouth and say, I would pass up a majority of black movies when there are so many great, talented black actors and actresses, that you could watch and also, support their movies. Like, that's just upsetting, y'all. And I just wanted to come on here and talk about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you feel like, I'm taking his opinion too personally, or do you also feel like that's not an opinion and that's just him being anti-black? Let me know.